What's up, guys? So today we will be discussing two topics about video creation: shutter angle and video flickering. So first, shutter angle. Shutter angle is how fast your shutter speed is in relation to your frame rate. The reason it's called angle is because in the old film cameras, they would have little discs that you could change the angle of. So right now, I'm filming at 24 FPS, 1/50th of a second. That's a 180 shutter angle. How does my hand look in the video? It should look normal because of the 180 of the motion blur. This is one common thing we use in filmmaking, 180 degrees. Now I'm gonna switch. Oh, sorry, I bumped my tripod. Did not mean to do that. One more thing I'm gonna switch to a 360 degree shutter. And I'm gonna also stop down my lens to adjust for that. I will also put this on auto ISO just so it's easier to do. Okay, and I'm gonna open my lens up to lower the ISO. Sorry it's a bit dark, I'm gonna adjust the exposure compensation. Exposure comp. It's underexposing, so I'm gonna do like +1. So, now I'm using a 360 degree shutter. Hold on, there's something, oh, that's a cable. Now I'm using a 360 degree shutter. How does my hand look now? This is a 360 degree shutter. Almost 360. It's actually 345.6, but doesn't really matter. So this is a 432 degree shutter. Now it's looking really bad. 432 is used for like dreamy looks. Now I'm gonna go back to 180 so you can see what it looks like again. 180 degrees. Okay, now I'm gonna switch to a 90 degree shutter. This is used in like sports or fast moving things. As you can see, there's probably less motion blur. You can freeze frame it if you want to and see it. Now, a 45 degree shutter. Sorry for the noise, it's cranking my ISO up. I'm at 3200. This is a 45 degree shutter now. As you can see, it looks really stuttery. That's what they use in horror movies and stuff to give effects. This is really stuttery, no motion blur. This is also used in slow motion. And then a 23 degree shutter. And also, you can kind of see the next thing we're going to talk about. But I'm going to say that. That's a 23 degree shutter. And then I'm going to switch to 1/800th, which is an 11 degree shutter. It's super jittery. This is used, and also my ISO is at 12,800. This is not good for regular film. So I'm gonna put you back on a 180 degree shutter. Much better. 180 degrees. I'm waving my hand in front of the camera so you can compare the motion blur. You can freeze frame it if you have to. But I would advise not breaking the 180 degree rule unless you want a specific effect. Now, next thing we are going to talk about is video flicker. I'm going to come behind the camera and zoom in so you can... The reason I have my TV on is because it flickers. The lights in my room do not flicker. They have circuitry to prevent that. Also, my exposure comp. I'm going to switch that for the TV now. So, the higher shutter speed, the worse the flicker. So if I go to 1/400th or 1/800th, 1/1000th, let's go super extreme. I'm at 1/2000th. As you can see, the flicker's really bad. 1/1600, it's getting a little better. 1/1250, 1/1000, 1/800, 1/640, 1/500, 1/400, 1/320, 1/250, 1/200, 1 over 160, flickers still there, but it's not so bad. 125, 100. Oh, 180, 160. There is some flicker. I can kind of see it on the monitor. It's not perfectly aligned with the AC power grid here. It's running at 60 hertz, so if I switch it to 150, it will flicker. 140, there's some flicker. And then 130, since it's aligning with 60, it's 1/2 of 60. It's not gonna flicker, but it's also gonna give more motion blur. So the reason it flickers is because the camera does not align with the AC power grid. And the reason it flickers is because the TV is actually flickering. The human eye cannot see it, but cameras can. So that's why we need to put our shutter speed in such a way so that way it does not flicker. And that's also why you hear NTSC PAL. My camera's on NTSC because I'm in North America, which means 60 hertz. But in Europe, they do it at 50 hertz. So if I go to Europe, I need to either set my shutter speed to 150th or a multiple of that one, 125, maybe 100. Or I need to switch to the PAL setting, 25 FPS, 50 or 100. And that's why it flickers. And you might think, oh, if 1 240th would align with 160th, why is it flickering? That's because when you get faster, it flickers. So even if I align it, if it's a fast shutter speed, it's gonna flicker. That's why you can't do slow motion indoors in certain lighting scenarios because it will flicker. And I'll show you the lights in my room. The light in my room has special circuitry. It has a capacitor to prevent flickering. Oh, okay, I'm fine. There was a mirror that I forgot about that, but oh well. Also, sorry the camera's probably, oh no, it's fine, okay. So at 130, if we stop down, you might see some flicker that's from the TV. I'm at 1/800 right now. There's no flicker because of my lights have special circuitry to prevent the flickering. I'm gonna put you back down now. Also, sorry for the creaking. That's my tripod. I have to set it up in such a way. So, advice about shutter angles. Let me flip my screen out again. By the way, I did get my new Sony ZV-1. I did get the new Sony ZV-1 and the TV shut off, but we're done, so I think. I did get my new Sony ZV-1 camera. It's pretty good. I like it. I'll do a review on that. But, yeah, we're at f2.8 ISO 2500. I'll zoom out. Oh, that's in. I'll zoom out. There we go. That's bringing my ISO down to 640. So that's shutter angle and flickering. This is like a 200 something. They actually have a calculator made by Red, the camera manufacturer. I'll link it in the description. But let's calculate. I'm at 24 FPS. Let me get my phone. Oh, I almost knocked down my tripod. I'll get my phone and I'll calculate I have the flicker-free calculator. So I'm at 24 FPS in a 60 hertz power grid. So all you have to do, I'll lower the brightness for you. All you have to do, oh, sorry, it's inverted. All you have to do, oh my god, it's still bright. All you have to do is put in your, oh, let me zoom in so you can see better. All you have to do is put in, oh, you can see some banding. So the screen on my phone is flickering. At least that's what it looks like. Yeah, the screen on my phone flickers. Let me see that. Yeah, as you can see, my phone has flickering as well. I don't see that, so that's not a big deal. I'm at 13200. As you can see, look at my phone. It looks like the display is having a seizure or something. That looks weird. But when I bring my shutter speed down, the banding goes away. So I'll bring it down to 125th. Actually, it's a 120 hertz refresh, so... Oh, never mind. It's still banding at 160. I'll bring you down 120. This is really stuttery, sorry, but I don't want... Actually, the banding at 1/25 is not that bad. I did not know the screen on my phone flickers, so that's weird. So all you do is put in your 60 hertz or 50 hertz wherever you live. Then you put in your frame rate. I got 24 FPS. That will give me flicker-free, whatever I need. It will give me flicker-free content on YouTube. And it will also show the screens I'm safe to use. So let me see if it will focus. It's probably not going to focus. Okay, I'm going to read it for you because it's not going to focus. You might see it, but it says safe shutter angle, use any, and then shutter speed, use any. So it says I can use any, but that's not right because I'm actually 24 FPS, but I'm getting flickering at shutter speed, so that's weird. Oh, I forgot calculate. Nope. Sometimes this calculator does not work. Like on my TV, it's not exactly 60 hertz. But it does work sometimes. Like if I'm at 50 hertz in Europe or something, and I calculate 24, it will say my safe shutter angle 86.4, 172.8, and 259.2. The shutter speeds for that would be 1/100, 150, and 133.3. So let's see what happens if I want to film at 50 FPS in America. What would my flicker-free speeds be? Okay, so it's calculating 50 FPS in America, so I can use 1/120th or 1/60th. Or if I film at 60 FPS, I can use any because the frame rate aligns perfectly. So if I want to do slow-mo, like 240, it's going to say none. There is no safe shutter speed at 240 FPS, so I'm going to get flickering, which is not good. And also, I will also do a review on my Sony. It has a 24-70 lens. It's pretty good. I just noticed the exposure's changing a little bit when I zoom because of the aperture. If I take you off auto ISO, oh god, oh never mind, I'm at 500, that's not so bad. Let me get you back into 180 degrees so it looks better. That's bringing me up to ISO 1000. Alright, so there's one complaint that I have about my camera. Look what happens when you zoom. It gets darker. And you know why? It's because the lens is a variable aperture, 1.8 to 2.8. I mean, that's not so bad because I use this for photography, so it's not so bad. But in video work, I can either treat this as a 24mm prime or 24-70 2.8. And sorry, I'm going to bring my hand to zoom in. So yeah, this camera's not half bad. If you're looking for a camera for YouTube, Sony ZV-1 is the way to go. Also, what's my battery at? This doesn't look good. It's getting hot or something. Oh, I'm at 3 bars, we're fine. And temperature gauge still hasn't came up, so... Wow, I've been recording for 15 minutes already. That's the introduction to shutter speed and shutter angle. I'll show you some extreme shutter angles just to show you. So, right now, I'm gonna bring up the shutter angle calculator because I don't know this off the top of my head. I'm at 1/15. There's a shutter angle calculator. I'll link all the resources in the description so you can see it. Alright, so I'm gonna put in 24 FPS. I'm at 24 FPS. And then I'm gonna find the bottom part, which is the shutter speed, shutter angle, which is what I need. Okay, so, I found it. I'm at 24 FPS at 1/15, so that's gonna be a 576-degree angle. Also, I just realized I'm overexposed. Don't worry, I'll bring you back. Oh, did I just get flickering? No, I didn't. Okay, we're fine. This is a 576-degree angle. If you need to freeze frame this, but I don't see much of a difference past about 90 degrees. So I'm at 1/15 of a second. So now I'm gonna do 1/13. That's gonna be like 600, I think. It's only gonna let me do 1/15. Actually, I could, let me see the shutter angle I'm using. I don't know it off the top of my head, so I'm gonna see what I'm using. It's definitely 600 something degrees. I think it's like 600. But remember, only use this if you want a dreamy effect. No, I'm at like 620 or something. No, I'm at I'm at like 640 degrees. And then the next stop on my camera is 1/10, so that's like 720. Nope. Let me find the corresponding angle for my shutter speed. I can't just use the shutter speed to angle because it only goes down to 1/15. Anything past that, it's gonna not do, so yeah. Okay, so right now I'm at 640 degrees. Now I'm gonna stop down. This is 864 degrees. Let me check that again. 864, yep, that's 864 degrees. You don't want to use that unless you want a dreamy effect. Now I'm gonna go down to 1/8. That's gonna be like 1,000, I think. 1,200 maybe? Okay, so like, it's like 1,150 degrees. This is like really blurry. Remember, shutter angles for motion blur, so that's why I'm waving my hand so you can compare the motion blur for each angle. Also my exposure, because I'm shooting so long. Alright, so I'm at 1/6 now, so we are shooting at what is trying to find my shutter speed. Oh, I found it. It's 1440, 1,440. And then what's 1/5? This is like, let me check this. Try an extra 360 degrees, so. So yeah, we're at like 1790, 1780. This is now getting really slow. And then 1/4, which is the slowest my camera will let me do, that's like 2000 degrees. This is really dreamy, really blurry. This is like what you would use if you're making a movie and someone's like dreaming or something. This is a really dreamy effect. And I'll bring you back to 180 degrees. And then I have to adjust my exposure for that. ISO 1000. As you can see, that's 180 degrees. Yeah, I can see motion blur on the back of the monitor. That's 180 degrees, so... And then remember, 90, 23. Those are the common angles we use in photography. And yeah, peace out.